Hello! Today is the first day of Passover, and I wanted to do a little bit of an activity where your family maybe could make some matzah, but I wanted to give you a little bit of history about Passover first. Passover is one of the most important religious festivals on the Jewish calendar. Jews celebrate the feast of Passover to commemorate the freedom of the children of Israel who were led out of Egypt by Moses. During Passover, followers of the Jewish faith are forbidden to eat or drink any food that is made from grain that would be considered a risen dough. And matzah, like I'm going to show you how to make today, is an unleavened bread made from just flour and water, and that is what is eaten over Passover to celebrate the freedom. So the recipe that I have for matzah is small, as you can imagine. It is simply 1 cup of flour, 1/3 of a cup of water, and I have 2 optional ingredients, which is 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt and 1 teaspoon of olive oil. Like I said, those are optional. So in order to make this recipe, you would preheat your oven to 475 degrees and put your baking pan that you're going to bake your matzah on inside the oven. So it gets super hot. Then in a mixer, you're going to add your 1 cup of all-purpose flour and turn your mixer on with a paddle. And you're going to pour in the water 1 teaspoon at a time until a nice ball of dough forms. Then you're going to separate that ball, imagine a ball like this, and you're going to separate it into 8 pieces. So you could flatten it down a bit and cut it like a pie. You could do some fractions because you need 8 slices. Then with each one of those sections, you're going to flatten them down like a pancake. You can start with your hand, and then you can use a rolling pin, and you might need a little bit of flour on your rolling pin to keep the dough from sticking too much. So after you've made all of your about 8 inches round circles or discs, if you like squares better, you're going to take a fork and you're going to poke 25 holes 25 times on each side of each matzah cracker. So the first side, 25. Then you're going to flip them 25. And by the time you get done with all of this, your oven should be preheated. So you're going to carefully take out that baking sheet. You're going to put each piece of matzah onto the baking sheet and put it quick back in the oven for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, you're going to open your oven, you're going to flip each cracker, and then you're going to close your oven for 2 more minutes. It's a pretty easy recipe, and a lot of Jewish tradition calls for this recipe being completed in 18 minutes. So maybe your first time you'll give yourself a little bit of leeway, and then maybe if you try the recipe again, you could think about that 18 minutes. But I hope it's something new for your family, and maybe it would be really fun to do this together. So the question of the day is, since today is the first day of Passover, is think about celebrations that your family would normally have. Maybe you're a family who celebrates Passover. Maybe you're a family who is going to celebrate Easter coming up. So I want you to think about how your celebrations might be different this year that they have from the years past. I hope you're all doing well. I wish you all a happy Passover festival, and thanks for watching.